Welcome to Commanding Attention in the Crowded Marketplace. In the previous lesson, we talked about how incorporating the right psychological and tactical elements into your overview can help you attract high-quality customers who are searching or browsing for freelancers via the hidden Upwork economy. But how do we get the attention of these clients in the first place? Put yourself into a client's shoes as they're trying to sort through hundreds of freelancer profiles. It would be naive to think that they're going to click on every one to find out more about them. It would take months to do that. And the human brain is exceptionally bad at dealing with large numbers of choices. In fact, we can only handle a small handful at a time. So, we look for shortcuts. We scan the page quickly, looking for any possible cues that make a freelancer stand out as being someone who has what we want. Think of playing the game Where's Waldo, where we look for red and white stripes and we mentally shut out everything else. Something similar happens when clients are looking for a specific type of freelancer on Upwork. They look for words that resonate with their particular needs, and they steadfastly ignore the rest. And given that the first thing a client sees about us is our title, we need to use that small snippet of text to our maximum advantage. Here, take a look. Your title isn't only the first thing clients see when they find you on Upwork's freelancer listings. It's also the first thing seen by clients who read your proposals to their public jobs. The only thing that comes before that is your name. But when a client sees an entire page of names, mentally they just cancel each other out. And the client ends up glancing at everyone's title straight away. So what they read there in that one single line is what they'll instantly associate with you, for better or worse. It'll either grab their attention and tell them that what you do is relevant to their mission, or it'll fall flat and you'll instantly register in their minds as another Me Too freelancer. In other words, your title will either force you to stand out to high-quality clients, or it'll make you effectively invisible as you blend in with tens of thousands of others. And your title is also a tool that helps you attract clients who are searching for various keywords. So it plays that important role as well, and we'll talk more about that soon. Now, I don't want you to be fooled by the fact that your title is just a short one-liner. It's actually a very valuable little piece of real estate, especially since 99% of Upworkers totally misuse it, giving you a great chance to stand out even further. The reason that most freelancers waste this opportunity is because of something known as a trigger word. A trigger word is basically a word that makes you behave in a certain way, without necessarily realizing it. For example, people are less likely to buy genetically modified food if you call it genetically engineered food instead. Online freelancing is full of trigger words, and the word title is one of them. Freelancers see it, and they just go ahead and put in a literal title, like marketing consultant or ghostwriter. Sometimes they even use something totally meaningless, like solutions for your business, wasting the entire space completely. What I want you to do instead is to think of it as more of a tagline, a statement that defines your business to potential clients. Every serious company on earth knows that a tagline is an incredibly powerful tool. Many are happy to spend tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars choosing one. With millions of client eyeballs on Upwork's website each week, you get a similar opportunity, totally free. Let's talk about how to maximize this opportunity by choosing a title that works for you. So, what sort of titles do clients perk up at? Well, for one thing, they respond to titles that are specific. What that means is that, of course, clients are looking for a web designer or a copywriter or what have you. But remember that hidden economy clients also have something more specific in mind. Maybe they want a copywriter who writes content for the real estate industry, or a ghostwriter who specializes in autobiographies. Maybe they want a web designer to help them capture more leads on their homepage, or help them look like a bigger company. Remember, they're unconsciously trying to narrow down their options. So, cardinal sin number 1 is not getting specific about what you do. If you browse through Upwork's listings, you'll see thousands upon thousands of freelancers making this exact mistake. They'll choose overly general titles that only talk about their work in broad categories, like copywriting, graphic design, etc. Meanwhile, my friend and successful web designer Jake Jorgovin was able to stand out and get lots of high-quality leads with a title that included the word Squarespace, which was more specific and caught the attention of anyone who was looking for someone to design a Squarespace website for them. So, in order to be contacted by clients who are looking for what you offer, it's a good idea to make sure your title is specific rather than general. Let's talk about another way that you can make your title stand out, and that is to mention a benefit. As you'll recall from our previous lesson, clients are always looking for something deeper than the work we do. Remember, no one really wants a drill. They want a hole. If we can hit on that deeper desire, then we're going to make a much better and much faster connection with clients versus our competitors who aren't thinking about this. I've browsed through thousands of my own competitors on Upwork, namely sales copywriters, and almost none of them mention the word selling or sales in their titles. They seem to be more concerned with talking about the type of work they do. Many have titles that contain the words direct response copywriter, marketing copywriter, or what have you. But almost invariably, they leave out the most important benefit to the client, which is helping them sell their product or service. So I end up getting a lot of attention simply by mentioning the word sales in my title, which is a big benefit. Here's another way to rise above your competitors using your title. Use words that conjure up concrete images. I see so many freelancers go against this rule. They'll put words in their profile like expert, or gets results, or industry leader, elegant writing, or even design magic. There are almost an infinite combination of these types of descriptions, and they all make the same mistake. They don't mean anything. They're totally abstract. It's like trying to sell a house by saying that it's nice. Does nice mean spacious? Does it mean it's never been lived in? Is it situated in a highly sought-after school district? It works the same way in freelancing. Don't just say that you quote-unquote get results. Say what type of results you get. Don't just say you're an expert. Say what makes you an expert. The same goes for other empty words and phrases too. You either need to turn them into something tangible or ditch them completely. Let's talk about a fourth approach to standing out and grabbing attention with your title. And that is to mention something that makes you different from your competitors. This can include your credentials if you have any. For example, I've seen one freelancer pull this off quite nicely with a title that says Harvard-trained researcher and writer. But you certainly don't need any fancy credentials in order to stand out. I had none when I first started, and I still don't really have any to this day. So you can absolutely differentiate yourself without anything exclusive or special. One student of this course, Ari Zelmano, has been successfully using the title Copywriting that Combines the Art and Science of Ethical Persuasion. Or Ella Young, another one of my students, whose title is Modern Marketing and Magazine Design. This immediately grabs the attention of anyone who wants something with a modern style. What's even more interesting about a title like this is that it can actually make you seem even more different than you are from some of your competitors. For instance, in Ella's case, other designers may also do modern style design, but they don't think to advertise this in their title. So there is really a lot you can do if you're willing to think creatively and mentally step into the shoes of your potential clients. Finally, Just like we talked about with your profile overview, you're also going to want to put a keyword or a keyword phrase into your title to help clients find you when they search. Just to reiterate, this is merely a tactical approach. It should not be the driving force behind your title, since you're not likely to get found by clients just because you use the right keywords. Still, this is definitely something you want to pay attention to, because, again, missing these keywords or keyword phrases can have a negative impact, and adding them can help. So it's pretty much a no-brainer to go ahead and put this tool to use. Just be sure to use only one keyword or keyword phrase for your title, since it's so short. As a reminder, you can use Upwork's search suggestions feature to find keyword ideas. You'll find a link to it in the title cheat sheet, which I've included as part of this lesson. One quick caution when coming up with a title: don't try to be too clever. Cleverness presents all sorts of problems. For one thing, cleverness in general is often misunderstood when it's read, as opposed to when you make a clever joke to someone in person. This is why we often find ourselves reading an ambiguous line in an email from a client or colleague and wondering if they were being serious or sarcastic. And this is even more true given that clients are going a mile a minute. So it's better to be direct and to the point, which will be a more reliable way of getting them to notice you. The bottom line here is that online, and on Upwork in particular, being straightforward will almost always trump cleverness. So remember that when you're crafting your title and beyond. Coming up with a solid title is like cooking a good meal. It's not rocket science, but you do need to put some thought and care into it. You need to make it about what clients want, and you need to present it in a way that falls into line with the way the clients are thinking as they go through the process of shopping for a freelancer. The title cheat sheet will help you with this process, but like your overview, this is more art than science. I don't want you to treat it as a recipe. There's no need to try to force everything in there like an overstuffed burrito. So remember, these are just helpful guidelines. Don't use them all. Just pick one or two that work for you. Here are your action steps for this lesson. First, I want you to browse through the freelancer listings on Upwork and check out some of the titles chosen by freelancers in your category. Notice which mistakes you see repeated over and over again based on what you've learned in this lesson. When you see a title that's particularly lackluster, ask yourself how it could be improved to grab attention and help clients along in the hiring process. Next, I want you to come up with a title that has the characteristics of a tagline rather than being just a title. Don't take more than about 30 minutes with this. Like your profile, you'll likely go back and improve it over time. So you aren't looking for perfection here, but rather just something that's good enough for right now. Remember not to get too clever, and keep in mind that Upwork likely won't approve a title that is too clever. You can use the title cheat sheet I've included with this lesson to make sure you're on the right track. In the next lesson, we'll talk about how I leverage the science of first impressions in order to build instant trust with clients, even while they're skimming the page. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.